So a couple days ago, I made a video talking about this idea that I have for a future Halo game. And long story short, basically the whole idea is that I would like to see a game with a little more narrative, a little bit more customization in terms of abilities, weapons, maybe a higher scale of difficulty, for the ultimate main goal for there to be just more replay value for the next Halo game. And luckily enough, a bunch of you guys commented down on that video. And today we're just going to read some of the comments, and it's going to help me be able to elaborate more on the idea, because I feel like I didn't 100% go into depth on the whole concept of this new Halo game. And also I just think it would be a good way just to kind of just show everybody's opinions in the community. And yeah, let's get straight into it. All right, so first we have Corey Anthony 5393 saying, I love the idea of being your own Spartan. That was one of the many things I loved about Halo Reach. I personally would love to play another game with that same heart-wrenching feeling of losing your whole team. I would be cool with a game that takes place on a colony world or being a different Spartan 2 in a different fire team. I would also buy a game in a heartbeat where we get to be on blue team as Fred, Linda, or Kelly during the Covenant War or during some sort of remake of Halo 5, which, hey, I mean, whatever floats your boat. He continued saying, I would love to see them put Master Chief in charge of the Spartan 4 program and you train under him. Then he goes on to say there would be so many directions and that he'd be cool with any sort of remakes. And Mr. Corey, this is exactly like, this is on the money. And obviously, I love Halo Reach. Just having that vibe of just absolute despair would be, God, I just sound like a depressed bitch, but that would be awesome. And even like the idea of being like as like Fred, Linda, or Kelly, like actually that would even be sick too, to like end up in like a fire team with those three. Obviously those are just, they're the mainstays of the Halo universe. But yeah, I think this is just, it's also just throws out a big point that people want to be their own Spartan. People are tired of playing as Master Chief. People want to have more customization, and people want to have more personalization. That's basically the same thing. All right, now we got DCAT4 with Bungie after Halo 3 left a very good formula for expanding the franchise without Chief. Halo 3 ODST, right. And then he also said 343 could have done that instead of continuing Chief's story. They could have done games. I'm going to be real. This Mr. DCAT, I think we need to work a bit on the grammar, but I pretty much get what you're saying that 343 kind of just, they kept taking the road that was meant to branch off, which, yeah, 100%, I totally agree. I think they definitely should have started just keep going with the spinoffs. They should have just ended it with Master Chief. Maybe like what would have been perfect is if they would have kept just making spinoffs, and then imagine if like now we had the return of Master Chief, especially after like, because let's be real, the spinoffs probably wouldn't have been the best. I mean, who's to know though at the end of the day? But yeah, I think that everybody wants spinoffs, 100%. Which takes us to our next comment by Gaklime, however you pronounce that, saying that would be sick, but I wouldn't actually make it a main game, but rather a spinoff. Which really, at the end of the day, is, I mean, good comment. Obviously, we want spinoffs. I think the spinoffs need to become the mainline games. The mainline games, just they're, like I said before, the mainline games, they're not up to par. For one, we don't even get the games complete. And two, it's just we're getting a little repetitive. It's time to change up the formula, and really, it's time to start, or it's the time to take some risks. Which unfortunately, we got this guy, Mr. Brother B8Z, who does not agree with what I had to say. He says, "I feel like what you described is what caused Halo to fall into a suboptimal state. Halo under 343 was constantly chasing trends, trying to appeal to a larger audience instead of the already insanely large community it already had. Halo stopped feeling like Halo under 343, and that's what caused it to fail. It's not that the original formula for Halo games isn't good enough for players anymore. It's because new Halo games that were supposed to expand on existing mechanics in the game instead pivoted and went for what was popular, which eventually ended in its downfall. What you talked about in the video was taking away the most iconic characters in fiction, completely rewriting how the core sandbox will function, and basing off Halo off of many different games. Halo's formula isn't obsolete or unappealing. It just has been changed so much by 343 that it seems unappealing now." really, I mean, this guy does have a point, and I think this is actually the route that 343 or Halo Studios is going to end up taking. I think they're, especially with the leaks or whatever of the Combat Evolved remake, I think that's going to be the case. I think they're just going to basically, they're just going to revamp things. They're going to make more quality of life additions and kind of just build off of what what Bungie did. But I would make the argument that like Halo Infinite kind of already tried that, because even like Halo Infinite was marketed for the core Halo audience. And like, are we gonna act like Halo Infinite are we gonna act like Halo Infinite deviated from Halo, like the core Halo gameplay, more than Halo 4 or Halo 5? No, it was definitely more like how, in terms of like how Halo Reach was, and it was a continuation of the original 3 Halo games. But yeah, I think this will probably end up being what happens. The one thing I do disagree with, though, is he says that they'd be taking away one of the most iconic characters in gaming, which, guys, let's be real. We don't want to be playing as Master Chief anymore. I'm gonna be real. It's kind of like I enjoy a story where I get to play as. Don't get me wrong. I don't not like Master Chief, but I like actually getting to understand the character I play as. And you know, I want to see somebody with a little more personality. And it's not just something like this isn't like a foreign thing too. Other video game franchises are doing this. Perfect example on the completely other side of the gaming community, we have Yakuza. For the first 6 installments, the main character was Kazuma Kiryu, which, a lot like Master Chief, actually, just a very stone cold badass fucking killing machine. Doesn't kill in Yakuza, but all water under the bridge. But then after the 6th game, they decided they were gonna, and they didn't only just make a change with the character, they also went from an arcade beat 'em up to a turn-based RPG. So it's not like a video game franchise can't just completely change their formula, because it's been done before. And the Yakuza / Like a Dragon franchise has found a lot of success in doing that. And even now, people, not Kazuma Kiryu, Ichiban Kasuga, the new main protagonist of the Yakuza series, is widely loved by everybody in the community. So yeah, I think 100%. I would definitely bet on the next, like, especially like spin-off game, it's definitely going to be something different is going to happen. There's going to be a different main protagonist 100%. All right, now we have Daniel Miranda asking, or not asking, he ain't asking no fucking questions. He knows what he's going to say. He says, or how about this? Instead of playing as your own Spartan after Chief, why not have Spartan Jerome take on the mantle after Chief? Halo Wars 2 really gave him the potential to be Master Chief's true successor. Plus, he's still in his 20s due to being in cryosleep. So, you know what? I do think that this actually wouldn't be the worst thing. I don't exactly know how much there is to know about Jerome. It is different than Master Chief, though. So, I mean, I can't say I wouldn't be completely opposed to it. But, ultimately, I would be okay with having a different character. But I think we need to be able to be our own character. I do think, though, that having Jerome as a character, like a side character or just any kind of prominent character in the next game, would definitely be sick 100%. And then now we have a Red saying at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, my guy, the Covenant is gone. He's right. It's never going to happen. The Covenant's gone. Why didn't I think of that? All right, well, I think this is just a moment where we have to, you know, let's put our thinking glasses on. Thinking glasses, never used that before. But, you know, let's use a little bit of critical thinking. Let's just bring the Covenant back. It's not that fucking hard. I don't know. I thought that was funny. A little bit pretentious. All water under the bridge, though. And then finally, we have Spider Leo 8508 saying, I'd love to see an improved version of the upgrade system that Halo Infinite introduced. Add in some ideas from Doom and how the Slayer has a couple different upgrade menus. Heck, I wouldn't even mind some weapon upgrades. They could introduce something like the BFG 2. Lol. I don't know what the BFG is. I don't play Doom. And then he continues saying, I would love to have a game with almost every single piece of equipment, armor ability, and whatnot. I don't hate sprint or really anything introduced in the series, but either make it badass like sprinting 70 miles per hour in lore. I didn't even fucking know that was a thing. That'd be badass. Or replace it with evade plus thrusters, in my opinion. Our Spartans could receive extra augments and upgrades to become more of an... I don't even know. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to say right here. And then he continues to talk more about Doom. I think this guy just wants to play Doom or Doom with a Halo skin over it, which, hey, Doom's a good game. So honestly, if they did this, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing. But one thing I do really like that he said was using all the, imagine like having like every single armor ability or every single sort of equipment that's ever been in every single Halo game and having it in this game as like different upgrades and shit. That shit would be pinnacle. And ultimately, it's what it all comes down to at the end of the day, because, you know, they could come out with any type of Halo game, even if they came out with a game just like Halo Infinite. Just over everything else, just give us more stuff to do. Like if Halo Infinite comes out and it has, I know there is an upgrade system, very fucking bare bones though. Let's be completely honest. Let's not kid ourselves. Imagine if we had like, I know Final Fantasy has like a lot of, or just any kind of like RPG skill tree. Imagine if we had like that. Perfect example. Imagine if we just had Oblivion or Skyrim, but it was Halo. That's ultimately what I wanted from Halo Infinite. It's not what we got at all. But yeah, I think we are at the point, and I think it's what everybody wants. This is what everybody wants. And honestly, I'm gonna be real. Anybody that just wants like OG Halo, you're in the wrong headspace, man. And yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty much it. For all the people that commented, thank you once again. Really appreciate it. I enjoy being able to have this kind of discussion. And it's definitely something that we're going to continue doing 100%. So if you enjoy it, make sure to smash like and hit the subscribe button.